Hi and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be making chocolate pear and almond tart. First off, let me apologise for having a voice like the Gruffalo. I've had such a sore throat for the last 2 days. Anyway, let's start with rolling out the pastry. This is sweet short crust pastry. Now you can either follow my link below or you can just buy shop bought. It's entirely up to you. And the tin I used here is a 10 by 34 centimetre tin. And all I did was roll out the pastry quite thin and pushed it into the edges very gently. You'll see in a minute I grab a wooden spoon and dip the end into some flour and then push it into the edges so that it really makes it nice and thin towards the edges, and you can then follow the line of the sort of crimping around the detail of the tin. There you go. Once that's complete, you need to trim away the excess pastry. I wouldn't do it flat to the tin, as there is a bit of shrinkage with the pastry when it goes in the oven, so just do it more on the side, as you can see what I'm trying to do there, and that should be fine. Once that's done, if you place it in the fridge to keep it cool, and you can start on the pears. These are tinned pear halves, and I'm just getting off as much of the excess moisture as I can, and I'll place them to one side and begin the filling. That's 100 grams of butter mixed with 100 grams of caster sugar. You can do it with an electric whisk here, but I fancied a bit of a cake workout, so I just mixed it up with a wooden spoon. So keep on going until that's all incorporated and smooth. I should mention as well that I had preheated the oven to 180 degrees Celsius, so you need to do that as well. Once this is all combined and mixed in, you can add your ground almonds. That's 100 grams of ground almonds, followed by a tablespoon and a half of plain flour and a tablespoon and a half of cocoa powder. Sieve that all together and mix that into the rest of the ingredients. Okay, once that's pretty much all incorporated, you can add the one wet ingredient, which in this case is 1 egg. So crack that in and give that a good mix until it's all well combined, and that is the filling for your tart complete. So once you've got that all nice and incorporated, you can spoon that mixture into the cooled pastry case. So make sure you get all of it in, as it will fill this tin nicely. And once that's all complete, if you use an offset spatula, you can flatten it down and make it as smooth as you can make it. So keep going until you get into all the corners, making sure that there's no air pockets. That totally looks like I'm about to lay a brick on the top of that as well. It looks like concrete, but it tastes delicious. Okay, and when all that's complete, you can grab your pear halves and smush them into the chocolatey mixture. And I done them facing opposite directions, as they fit better. So carry on until you get right to the end. And here's a pretty picture of what they look like. Okay, bake that in the oven for around 45 to 50 minutes. I made a little fringe of foil for the edge of the pastry so it didn't burn. And when it comes out, test it. As you can see, from that particular one, it wasn't quite cooked, so I went back in for an extra 5 minutes. But once that's done, you can take it out and cool it, and then move it to your serving platter, whatever it is you're doing, and then give it a good dusting of cocoa powder. This is nice served hot or cold, so it's entirely up to you what you want to do. So when that's dusted with cocoa powder, I also sprinkled on some toasted almond flakes. And then cut through the pear so that you could see what it looks like in half. And to serve, I used some creme fraiche, and I mixed it with, I ended up using about 3 tablespoons of icing sugar or powdered sugar, depending on what you call it, just to sweeten it up a bit, as that's quite a tart mix. But it goes really well with the pear and almond and chocolate. And then served it with a slice, sprinkled on a few extra almonds, and voila, you are done. Serve and enjoy. I hope you liked the video and give it a go. Sorry again about my voice, but hopefully be back to normal next time. Thank you. Bye bye.